first tip I would recommend is talking to a local licensed master architect that actually drafted the document. The blueprint is a construction document drafted typically by this individual, and this is the best person to consult with when it comes to reviewing and understanding it. The second tip is talking to engineer, the structural engineer or the civil engineer, especially if you're looking at a new construction. Remember, architects are drafting the actual design intent. The engineers are determining the calculations and the weights necessary and looking at it from an engineering perspective. So getting the opinion and the analysis and the lens of the civil and structural engineer is really imperative. The last tip I would have is consulting the vendors, suppliers, and contractors that are actually going to execute the blueprint. This gives you a different perspective from the architect and the engineer, and also better ties in the picture for all parties involved in the project. So from the architect to the engineer to the suppliers to the contractors, you'll get a varying number of opinions and understandings of how the blueprint works and how it's interpreted. You'll also be able to determine what's missing in a blueprint if there is something missing, because you've consulted a number of parties that will be working on executing the document. This is important so that if something is missing, you can go back to your architect and make those revisions. Lastly, if you talk to your local building department, they will also be able to give the perspective and the understanding, and most certainly won't allow you to move forward on the project if it's not compliant with the local building code. So making sure that it's compliant with the local building code is something that your architect and your contractor should be able to determine, but the building department is another way to verify that.